Answer to this one is 51.
I was late, whatnot. Was I late?
Answer to this one is 18. The answer to this one is 43. Answer for this one should be 98. Answer to this one is 12. We have 12 out of 20, which is 60%. If you have credit for your homework, bring up a number from 1 to 20. The winning numbers today are 3, 7, 14, 17, and 20. Multiple choice. Block letter only. For this one, it should be negative 4x minus 2 equals 18. And if you move the minus 2 to the right side, then you come up with 20. And divide both sides by negative 4, you'll get the answer of negative 5. Here are the homework answers. You must have both numbers, the complete point, to get credit for the problem. If you have 3 and 9, then you get 1 point. Everything's 1 point each, so you'll get the most of 10 points today. Number 2 is negative 2 and negative 4. 3 is negative 5 and 6. 4 is 8 and negative 4. 5 is 9 and 6. 6 is negative 10, negative 3. 7 is 6, negative 1. 8 is 1, negative 9. 9 is 9, 7. 10 is 9, negative 3. Are there any questions over any of the problems? Here's example 1. For example 1, you look at the x terms first. You have a 1 and a negative 4. Forget about the signs, just think 1 and 4. So what's the lowest number that both 1 and 4 will go into? 4, right. So we want to make both of those numbers beside the x's positive 4s. What would I have to multiply the top equation by to get a 4 right here? 4, yeah. So we'll multiply the top one by 4. And then what would I have to multiply the bottom one by to get a positive 4 here? Negative 1, yes. So now multiply the entire top equation by positive 4. And come up with 4x plus 12y equals a negative 92. And then on the bottom one you have to multiply that one by negative 1. So it's 4x plus 4y equals negative 12. What is the operation I have to use next? Add, subtract, multiply, divide. What am I going to do to the two equations? Subtract is right. When I subtract, what happens to these two here? They cancel out. So now, it would help if I had a different looking pointer. There we go. 12 minus 4 is going to give me what? 8. So I have 8y. And then we have negative 92 minus a negative 12. What is that? Positive 80? It's negative 80. Yes, it is negative 80. You got to type it into the calculator. So what do I do to solve for y? divide by 8, right? And when I divide by 8, what's my answer? Negative 10. So there's my y value. Yeah, we got to plug in this negative 10 into y here or y there. It makes no difference. You have a choice. I'm going to choose the top one. So that would be x plus 3y, but instead of writing y, I'm going to write what? Negative 10, and then set it equal to negative 23. So x plus, am I going to be adding or subtracting? What's 3 times a negative 10? Negative 30. So we'll just make it minus 30. And then I have to move that minus 30 over to the right. It becomes plus 30. So x would equal a positive 7. How do I write my final answer? 7, negative 10 is the final answer. If you want to check your answer to see if it's right, then do this. Pick one of these equations. I'm going to choose the top one. And I'm going to plug in my answers to see if they work out. So it's x plus 3y equals negative 23. X we found to be 7, and y we found to be negative 10. So 7 minus 30, is that negative 23? Yes. So it checks out. We have the right answer. Here's another one. What two numbers am I looking at first? Yeah, negative 2 and positive 1, so we'll forget the sign. What's the lowest number that both 2 and 1 go into? 2. So what would I have to multiply this top equation by to get a positive 2 there? Negative 1. And what do I multiply the bottom by to get a 2 here? 2. So multiply the top by negative 1 to get 2x minus 7y equals negative 54. And on the bottom one, you multiply that by 2 to get 2x plus 18y equals 96. From there, you have to subtract. And these cancel out. You have negative 7 minus 18, which is a negative 25. And then negative 54 minus 96 is a negative 150. Divide negative 150 by negative 25 and get what answer? 6. All right, which equation are you going to choose to plug that 6 back into? Second one looks like it's easier to me, so we'll try the second one. The second one is x plus 9y, but we found y to be 6, so that's what we're putting in. So x plus 54 equals 48, and subtract that 54 from the right side to get your answer, which is going to be what? Negative 6. What's my final answer? Negative 6, positive 6. Work this one out and bring it up. I need your answer in XY form. X comma Y. You're going to have to find the lowest number that both 4 and 9 will go into, and that is 36. So if you multiply the top by a 9 and the bottom by a negative 4, you should accomplish that. Let's say you can't figure out what number to multiply by. Then what you should do is this. Use the number from right here. Multiply this top equation by this, except make the sign match this. And the same thing down here. Multiply all this by this number, except make the sign match what's right here. Now, in some cases, you're going to be having higher numbers than everybody else, but you'll still get the same answer. So if this is giving you a problem, use this number here, but make sure it matches this sign. Use that number there, make sure it matches this sign, so we can subtract. But anyway, when you multiply the top, you get 36x plus 81y equals negative 36. And then on the bottom, you'll get 36x minus 24y equals a negative 36. So if we subtract, these cancel out, and 81 minus a negative 24 is 105. These cancel out to 0. So when you divide 0 by 105, what do you get? 0. So 0's got to go back into one of those two equations, and I'm going to use the top one. So 4x plus 9 times 0 equals negative 4. If this is a 0, it just cancels that whole part out. So you have 4x equals negative 4. If you divide negative 4 by positive 4, you'll get a negative 1. So your answer is negative 1, 0. Here's the first bonus. For the bonus, you should have negative 2x equals negative 14, and this becomes plus 6. So that would give you a negative 8 on the right. Divide by negative 2, and that is 4 for the answer. For the bonus, the answer is 5. Here's bonus 3. For this bonus, it should be 6x equals negative 47 plus 11. So that's a negative 36 on the right. You have to divide both sides by a positive 6. Your answer is negative 6. Answer to this bonus should be 16. This goes to the first 6 people. Answer to the speed problem is negative 2. For this one, the lowest number that both 6 and 9 will go into is 18. So you could multiply this one by negative 3 and this one by 2. And come up with 18x minus 15y equals 63. And then on the bottom, 18x minus 10y equals 78. When you subtract, these are gone. And negative 15 minus a negative 10 is negative 5. 63 minus 78 is a negative 15. So negative 15 divided by negative 5 is 3. So 3 is going to go back into the second equation. That's the one I'm choosing. I'll lower that down a little bit more. So that would be 9x minus 5 times 3 equals 39. So 9x minus 15 equals 39. 39 plus 15 is going to be 54. So x would have to be 6. 6 and 3 are the answers. The answer for this one is negative 3. Answer for this one is negative 3. Answer to this one is 3. Answer to this one is 24.